service, you know, that kind of scene to anyone, yeah. But you might be interested in how I became offensive. It started in school with drinking, and I was like a real depressed kid, and, you know, and 7 or 8 years old, and I'd really get juiced and get out of my and so the teacher would really get bugged, you know, with me singing and carrying on, and calling Columbus a fink, and boosting Aaron Burr and all that. And then smoking. I don't know if you can see. Can you see that from here? I've got like this tattoo here. Oh, can you see it? I smoked Marlboros and I was 6 years old and it grew up. Offend. There's a funny kind of thing. There's semantics. There are words that offend me. Let's see, Governor Farbus, segregation offend me. Nighttime television offends me. Some nighttime television. The shows that exploit homosexuality, narcotics, and prostitution under the guise of helping the societal problem. Except like for a few shows. There's one guy on the coast who's got like a nutty sense of humor, you know. His name is Paul Coates, and he found out, there were kids that 8 and 9 years old that was sniffing airplane glue to get high on, you know, and so I had sort of a fantasy how it happened. The kid is alone in his room, and it's Saturday. The child is played by George McCready. Well, let's see now. I'm all alone in the room, and it's Saturday. Mother's away, and what'll I do that's good and hostile? Let's see, I'll make an airplane. That's good. I'll make a Lancaster. Good structural design. I'll get the bolts wood. I'll sand it here. I'll cut that off. I'll get the struts now. Now I'll get a little airplane glue. I'll rub it on the rag and, Hey, now, it's another plane here. I'm getting loaded. Is this possible, loaded on airplane glue? Maybe it's just stuffy in here. I'll call my dog over. Flicka. Flicka, come here, darling, and smell this rag. Smell it, you freaky little doggy. Smell that rag, Flicka. Flicka. Flicka! It worked. I'm the Louis Pasteur of junkiedom. I'm out of my skull for tinner. Well, there's much work to be done now. Horses' hooves to melt down, noses to get ready. Cut to the toy store. Any toy store, any hobby shop. Might be your kid who walked in that day. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Hello, Mr. Schindler. Nice store you got here. Give me a nickel's worth of pencils and a big boy tablet and some erasers and 2,000 tubes of airplane glue. That's it. What? Let's see. What else offends me? Some motion pictures. The motion pictures, that's the thing that I don't like, you know. Exploitation for just the sake of exploiting. Motion pictures that exploit race relations without ever saying anything. I don't feel Hollywood has ever, maybe with the exception of Home of the Brave, really touched on a good picture that came out and said some issues that were important, you know. Typical brotherhood film. Hey, Skitch, like, lay some Spanish music on me, like any kind of thing. That's weird. Miguel, 3 years old. It's the hour of truth. They're taking the bull away, the bull he raised, the bull he loves. We hear Miguel talking to his father. Why are you going to take the bull away? I love him. Not my bull, not your bull. Sometimes you stick the bandolero on him and kill my mujer. Todo el mundo telefónica en España. That's my bull. Boy, I don't like you. I told you, I'm not your son. Don't call me your son. Because you kill my bull. My son, if you don't understand. No, how can I understand that you killed him? That's all I know. Miguel, if you don't see, I can explain to you. If you say to kill this bull will mean $3,000 to your American money. Kill him. grows. The man, 19 years old, and here's where the typical Hollywood brotherhood pitch starts to seep in. The sister talks to him over the shoulder. Juan, you're making a mistake, hanging around with the wrong gang. Why, Dr. Mendoza, the shop teacher, said you're making wonderful earrings out of that espresso machine. Juan, why don't you listen before it's too late? Juan, over the shoulder into the mirror. Don't bother me. What do you know? Esta quinela, esta caliente reza que esta Tijuana. Don't bother me. Give me the rubber band for my ponytail. Now we dissolve to the exterior of the schoolyard. And there's all the Anglo-Saxon types, you know, they're bright and shiny with their switchblade tongues. And there's one like he's all good with a ripped Madras blazer, you know. And the big pitch comes in. Listen to me. Come on, you guys. When I hear something I learned in school what I can't forget, you know what I learned in the school? Putting my mind to high school principles. Something I can't forget. You know what I can't forget? I forgot. No, I don't forget. Only in this country can happy, my friend. I'm an Spanish guy, okay? I'm Spanish. Phil is the color guy, okay? Sal is the Jewish guy. There's a Japanese guy, a French guy. My friend, in this country, we all have to stick together and beat up the Greeks.
Lenny was just a nice Jewish boy at this time. It was the tube time of Uncle Milty, I Love Lucy, and the $64,000 question. It was 1959. He hadn't really begun to pull his bits from his guts, but even then he had a surface sense about the way things were. And he was starting to experiment, to free form with his mouth.
We took off their clean Jewish love rings. For defense, we took out their teeth, their hair, strategic parts. The children were hidden. We got them out, washed them, and put them in the ovens, and on, and I'm getting sicker and feeling that simpatico, and all of a sudden, you smile at my fate. You think yourselves any better because you burn your enemies at long distance with long-distance missiles without ever seeing them. Whew. Even the Pope, he's not a Polak, Potts. The Pope is against Christianity, of course. Otherwise, he'd be with Hess in London.
Lenny Bruce was a shocker. There were rating points in Lenny's mouth, so Lenny was propped up again, under the watchful eyes of the television censor.
I don't know what critics you've been reading, unless it's the Watchtower. I purposely, you know, I had a different kind of opening, but when I heard that in the thing, the rehearsal about these scripts, I ran out right away to critics to get some reviews that I'd say this. This is one review after I did the last show. The Bad Taste Award should be given to Lenny Bruce, who outshuddered every other comedian on television this year. Okay, now another nice warm review. Okay, his flat joke about don't mail me the money, wire the money was very unfunny. And that's kind of funny because I didn't even do that joke. But then finally, a newspaper with some integrity came forth. And last night, a star was born. Now, I know that I've actually accrued a reputation for being irreverent. And there's some basis to it. However, I'm not all that blasphemous. But then again, I realize I'm not a Lenten special by any means. So I decided this week, however, to do a bit that has no controversy at all. It's a satire on the two pictures. It happened to Jane with Doris Day and Sabu and Rex Ingram in The Thief of Baghdad. I don't remember this picture, but the genie was in the bottle, and Jane has just left him. Sabu speaks. I want to be a sailor sailing out to sea. I like the tinker's life. Excuse me, Father, I do not what I do. But you, Jenny, I've got you in a bottle, and I want you to take me to bed there. Because I'm all alone here in the desert, and I've got no one to play with. Just like you, you little turtle. You're all alone, and you don't have anyone to play with either, do you? Now you have. Now I'm going to get the turtle.
make some turtle wax, wrap it on the bottle, and then the genie will come out. Master, I went out of the bottle. Now, let me know to code now. Gina, come off this Johnson jazz. You done me nothing. I want to go to bed. It's master. You like it. No, master, I went out of the bottle. Let me out. Gin, don't be that way. I'm getting out now, master. You on, and here I go. You did it. You got the biggest genie. You're something else, baby. I have never seen such a... You know something? I like you. You're my kind of people. Some of my best friends are genies. We have the house for dinner. Nice, sir. Too late, little master. Too late for the milk and honey. Death is yours, a wondrous gift with my big toe. No, don't lay the fungus on me. Look, forget death. We'll go to Tijuana. No, that's it. Suddenly we dissolve. The proximity, the propinquity change. The genie is back in the bottle. But this time in the back of an old sort of European drug and candy store in Chicago. On Rush Street, the old owner, Leonard Solomon, is cleaning up. The genie is in one of the bottles, unbeknownst to the owner. I never saw this bottle before. It's dirty. There's a cockroach in there something. I'll clean it up and... Who are you? I am the genie. You come from this neighborhood. Well, old wondrous man, years ago, Sabu got me hung behind this anchor hockey scene. You have let me out. Now, any wondrous wish is yours, old man. Quickly wish. Well, I'd like to go to Atlantic City. Don't you understand? It's me, the genie, after something desirous. But where are you from? I'm from the desert. I saw you at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas. No, old man, no wish. That's what I want, Atlantic City. Very well, old man, you shall go there. And he was there, just like that. Now, Dick, the genie is taking care of the candy store. And he's really doing a wonderful job. He brings in the guests, what's the Mary Janes, the onion rolls, the whole bit. You know? So now, the old people start to file in the morning. Look up, there's the genie behind the counter. Yeah? That's all. He went to Atlantic City. You're Esther's cousin? Madam, I know not the dialect you speak. I'm the genie, and I'm taking care of the candy store. You can take care of the candy store? Madam, I'm the genie. I can do anything in the world. All right. Make me a malt. You're a malt. I'm going to do a bit now. You know, I did part of that on an album I did. I did a couple of albums, and naturally, most of the humor is too irreverent for television. But this bit concerns that when you do albums, you have to do sometimes DJ interviews. So I got a little bit here I'm going to do with Steve. I'll be the cat who's going to interview. Steve is the DJ. Steve, going to do the thing?
Yeah, all right, man. Bring in my disc jockey equipment here. Turn on the square button. Before we have our first dance, the Hot Baby Rock done by the Switchbladers, we'd like you to meet our first guest this evening, Ralph J. Gleason, the most talked about jazz altoist of the year. Come on in, Ralph. Ralph, nice to have you aboard, fella.
Well, good to make the scene, sweetie. And like I'm hippo with my Zippo ladder, because you're really a natural freak, baby. It's too much, you know.
I'm sure a lot of folks would agree with that philosophy, but to a more definitive analysis of your personality.
Well, don't hang me behind any political scene. You know?
What?
Well, don't, mix me up with your nitwit scene, you know.
I understand, Ralph, that you're one of the most amazing and brilliant musicians of our time.
Well, if that's what they say, baby, swing, you know.
Tell me, how long have you had that peculiar condition with your neck? I noticed your head keeps falling off.
That's swinging, baby.
Is that what it is?
That's doing
all right.
The thing, you know.
Start your collars. Now, tell me, do you find that you are criticized by your peers in speaking the jazz idiom?
Well, who's to say what's normal, man?
Oh, yes.
It's just like what them great jazz poets like Ira Gittler, Nat Hentoff, and Lawrence Marble, Kenny Drew, and Leroy Vinnegar, and Miles Davis, and Herb Cain, just like what all them cats say, man.
And what do they say?
I don't know, but I dig dropping all them names.
Yeah.
Hey, that's too much. You wild, baby.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm
something
becoming
else.
so. Now, you are rather young to have the title the most amazing musician of our times. Tell me, how old are you?
28 years old.
And how